If you've ever dealt with that persistent tingling, numbness, or even burning pain from nerve damage, you know it can feel like a constant uphill battle. But what if there was a way to do more than just manage the symptoms? What if you could actually support your body's own ability to repair itself? Well, today, we're diving deep into the science behind key nutrients that might just help you do that.
Let's kick things off with a number that, honestly, offers some real hope. 1,257. That's how many patients were involved in 2 large trials where a specific supplement didn't just ease pain. Get this, it was actually shown to help regenerate nerve fibers. And we're going to reveal exactly what that supplement is in just a minute.
So why is that number such a big deal? To really understand its impact, we first have to get on the same page about what's actually happening in the body when we talk about neuropathy. Okay, so think of your nervous system like the body's electrical wiring. Neuropathy is basically what happens when those wires, specifically the ones outside of your brain and spinal cord, get damaged. The signals get scrambled, and that's what leads to all those frustrating symptoms like pain, numbness, and weakness, especially in your hands and feet. Now, a lot of people associate neuropathy with diabetes, and for good reason. It's a major cause, but it is definitely not the whole story. Nerve damage can come from all sorts of things, from chemotherapy and autoimmune diseases to something as simple as a vitamin deficiency. So this brings us to a big question. While a lot of conventional treatments are geared towards just managing the pain, what if we could get closer to the root of the problem? That's where a growing field of research on nutraceuticals, or targeted supplements, comes in. We're going to look at 4 of the heavy hitters in this space. And we're not just going to talk about what they do. We're going to dig into what the actual scientific evidence says about them, from lab studies all the way to human trials. All right, let's get into the specifics. And you know where we're starting, right? With that supplement I mentioned at the very top of our explainer, the one behind that hopeful number. And that supplement is acetyl-L-carnitine, or ALC for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a high-octane fuel for your nerve cells. It plays this absolutely critical role in helping your cells produce energy, which they need to function, to repair themselves, and just to stay healthy. And here's the real kicker. Those big studies we talked about, they found that ALC wasn't just putting a Band-Aid on the pain. No, it was linked to an actual increase in regenerating nerve fibers. It suggests that it could be helping the body's own repair crew do its job better. Now, the pain relief might be modest for some, but for others, it can be a total game changer for their quality of life. Okay, moving on to another powerhouse compound that gets a lot of attention, alpha-lipoic acid, or ALA. This one is a potent antioxidant, and it's famous for its ability to fight off damage, boost blood flow to the nerves, and soothe those neuropathy symptoms. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because with ALA, how you take it seems to make a huge difference. The research is pretty consistent that when it's given intravenously, through an IV, it can significantly reduce symptoms in just a few weeks. But when you look at studies on taking it orally as a pill over the long term, the results get a lot more mixed. It's a perfect reminder that in science, the details really, really matter. You just can't have a conversation about nerve health without bringing up B vitamins. They are, without a doubt, the foundational building blocks for your entire nervous system. In fact, if you're deficient in a vitamin like B12, that alone can be enough to cause neuropathy. Think of them like a specialized crew, where each one has a critical job. You've got B1 to help with pain and inflammation, B6 to protect the coating around your nerves, and B12, which is essential for the repair process. What's also fascinating is that the form of B12 seems to matter. An active form, called methylcobalamin, appears to be better absorbed, and some studies have even found that injectable B12 was more effective for certain symptoms than standard pain meds. And you know, this is actually a great example of science in action. Not everything is a slam dunk. For a nutrient like magnesium, the jury's still out. We know that on a chemical level, it can help block certain pain receptors. And while some studies showed it helped, especially through an IV, other really well-designed trials found it was no better than a placebo. It just means we need more research to figure this one out. Okay, so we've talked about supplements, but what if we zoom out a bit? Let's look at the bigger picture, which connects all of this back to your daily diet and even to some really cool, cutting-edge discoveries about our body's own internal repair kits. Because what you eat every single day really matters. We're talking about an anti-inflammatory diet, packed with things like the omega-3s you get from fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. This isn't just theory. Research shows that things like fish oil can help calm inflammation, support nerve repair, and maybe even slow down the progression of neuropathy.
And now for something that honestly sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, but it's real. Scientists at the Salk Institute recently uncovered a mechanism our bodies use to repair nerves. And folks, this is a potential game changer. They found this protein called MIF, and it just hangs out, totally dormant, inside these special support cells for our nerves. The lead scientist on the study had this perfect analogy for it. She said MIF is like a fire extinguisher. It's always there in the background, just waiting until there's an emergency.
The moment your body senses nerve damage, MIT flakes up. It literally moves from the main part of the cell into the command center, the nucleus, and flips the switch on a full-blown repair program. In fact, when the researchers removed MIF, nerve repair just stopped cold, which proved just how essential it is.
Okay, that was a lot of science. So what does this all mean for you right now? Let's boil this all down and make it practical. What's your path forward? Look, the best approach here is a holistic one. It's not about one magic pill. It starts with working with your doctor to get to the root cause, like getting blood sugar under control. Then you build on that foundation with a nutrient-rich anti-inflammatory diet. And from there, you can consider evidence-backed supplements as part of that bigger plan. Just remember, nerve repair is a marathon, not a sprint. Patience is absolutely key. And this is super important, so I want to be really clear. This is all for your information. It is not medical advice. You should always, always talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before you start any new supplements or make big changes. They can help you figure out what's safe and right for you.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The science on supplements is already giving us some amazing tools to work with right now. But discoveries like that MIF protein, they open up a whole new world of possibilities. So you have to wonder, could the future of treating nerve damage be less about what we add to our bodies and more about unlocking the incredible repair systems we already have built right in?
Thank you for being here with me today. Remember, small choices create big changes. Keep nourishing your health with love and consistency. See you in the next Vital Elixir video.